Welcome to Whole, Healed, and Healthy, where personal development meets faith. We dive into topics that bring wholeness to the broken areas of your life so that you can be healed and live the healthiest version of your life from the inside out. I'm your host, Catherine, and today I'm going to be talking about discovering the hidden beauty in your life. I'm a personal development life coach certified in mental health, and it's my mission to help women uncover the lies of the enemy and discover who they were created to be. I don't believe the term healthy means only external. I believe what goes on inside of us has a great effect on the external, and if we address the internal, we can see true transformative change. So I want to share a story with you about hidden beauty in our everyday lives. February 18th, 2018 would have been my mother's 58th birthday. 2 years prior to that, she passed away only 3 weeks after she was diagnosed with cancer. And it all happened so quickly. I think I was just in denial for those first 2 years or so. I just kept telling myself like she was on vacation. I don't know why. This is just the way that I grieved. But it took a long time for it to really be real to me. And once I gave myself permission to feel the pain of her death, I battled sinking in and out of depression where one day I was up and the next day I was down. And honestly, I can't say it was even day to day. It was more like minute to minute. Well, this particular day, I'd just been feeling kind of down and I was really missing her and moping around. I remember it being super gray outside for quite some time and I was really missing the sunshine. So on this particular day, the day that my mother would have been 58, it was finally a beautiful sunny day. And after a really long morning at church and several weeks of rain, I felt the need to just be soaking up the sun. So I decided to go for a walk with my daughter. My daughter's always been fascinated by rocks, and out on our walk, she noticed the normally gray and dull rocks that were on our path were really shiny and bright, and that the gray stones covering the rocky road weren't gray anymore. They were now glittering like diamonds. And Brianna loves to collect rocks, so of course she wants all of them. But as she was narrowing down her choices to the two that I told her she could pick, I really began to think about this. Those rocks that were normally nothing special to look at, none seemed extraordinary, but as soon as the light of the sun shone on them, they began to exhibit great beauty. A beauty that's hidden by dark and dreary days. And sometimes I feel like one of those rocks, ordinary and dull and pretty plain. But that day, God used the rocks and my daughter's ability to see the beauty in everything to realize that right below the surface, right where I'm always looking, that there's brilliance, there's value, and there's preciousness. Maybe you feel like me here. Have you ever just felt hidden or like no one sees your true potential? Maybe you don't even see it. You need the sun to shine on you. The light that shines on you to expose this radiance is Jesus. And when God the Father looks at you, he sees the brilliance of your shine as he covers you with the love of the light of his Son. To Jesus, we're all like those precious rocks. His love comes like the rain and washes away all our dirt, leaving a clean and shiny, glistening rock when the sun appears. So we're all the apple of his eye and the prize of his collection. And just like my daughter, he can't choose one, so we're all beautiful and unique to him. My daughter's a collector of rocks, so she loves shiny ones, misshapen ones, dirty ones, unique ones. She finds them everywhere when I just walk right over them. God has given her such a love for rocks, and I love them too, but not like her. She puts great value on each of them. And that day I was reminded that God is also a collector of rocks. And we're the rocks he collects. Imperfect, dirty at times, dull some days, but he sees the beauty just below the gray. He sees us under the bright light of his love and his Son, Jesus, the light of the world. So what is real beauty then? Like, okay, we're all rocks and we're dull and gray, and then Jesus came and washed us all clean and now we're glittery and shiny, right? But how does that really translate into today's world of feeling this need to measure up and be beautiful in some way? So in this world where everything is like insta-perfect and snap-filtered, we're bombarded daily by the need to measure up to the standards of outward beauty to be recognized. And believe me, I've been guilty for playing the comparison game to see how well I measure up so many times. But I'm always left feeling like I just don't hit the mark and somehow I'm lacking something or missing that one element that would make me so beautiful. And honestly, I was just really tired of living this way. So I began to ask God to define for me what it meant to be beautiful. And I want to share that with you guys right now. So he showed me this word, beauty flow. All one word, beauty flow. I fell in love with it instantly because of the great meaning that it once had to me, but I had somehow forgotten. When my husband and I were dating, we texted each other often throughout the days because, of course, we were supposed to be working, but we just couldn't get each other off of each other's minds. And so we'd just send cute little texts to each other. But his words always had such a huge impact on me, even though he didn't realize it. And they weren't just cute little messages, but really precious, meaningful words. His words began to speak healing over my stony and broken heart in ways that I didn't even know I needed. They mattered so much to me that I started writing them down in my journal as reminders in case those messages ever were to be erased, because that would be devastating. And I know it sounds a little smushy and lovey-dovey, but honestly, it was so important, and I'm really glad that I did that because now I can go back and look at those anytime I feel the need to remember why we fell in love, or remember who he was to me in that moment, or remember what he said about me, just like I sit and write the things that God says about me as well. So when God brought that word back to my remembrance, he also reminded me of its origin. So one day, my sweet James sent me a message and it said this: "You are so beautiful." No, beauty flow would describe you better. You're more than full of beauty, but it flows in and through you, overflowing and making everything around you have beauty. And yeah, girl, I married that man. He's taken off the market and forever my awesome encourager. So this word beauty flow began to resonate in my soul. So I asked God to just expound on that for me. And this is what he gave me. 1 Peter 3:3-4 says, "Your beauty shouldn't come from an outward adornment, such as braided hair and the wearing of good jewelry and fine clothes. Instead, it should be from your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit." Now, this verse isn't intended to tell women to sit down and be quiet. No. Rather, it gives us instructions about how to look at beauty in a way that God does. And it's more than just the way we look outside. And I know y'all have been told this your whole life, right? Like your moms have probably told you growing up, or hopefully they told you, like, beauty isn't just the outward appearance, or it's what's inside that matters. We've probably all heard those things and thought, yeah, right, because that's not how I feel. Because I know I've been there. I thought, no, that's probably not true, because I don't feel that that's true. I feel like I have to measure up somehow on this outward appearance. Like we all want to work on the external first before we start looking at the internal. And I was tripped up in the same thing growing up. I just thought the external was what mattered. What people saw or how people perceived me was really my true beauty or what mattered, because I would look at other people that way. Beauty is a heart at rest in Christ, and it's one that knows who she is and to who she belongs. So take a minute and think about that. So beauty flows from our confidence in our identity as daughters. So how can we have a gentle and quiet spirit? The answer is to have a heart that trusts God and operates in faith. So your spirit is quieted or settled by knowing how much you're loved, and this knowing brings peace. When you know how much you're loved, you're no longer striving to do more or be more to feel loved. You can be at peace knowing that you no longer need to strive to be worthy, because through Jesus Christ you are made worthy. Beauty is knowing at the stillest place that in Christ you are fully accepted, loved, worthy, and enough. And to know we're God's and have a heart at rest in Him is what makes us beautiful. So beauty flows from us as we extend kindness. Our gentle spirit attracts people. In a world full of really harsh and short-tempered people, being gentle is a breath of fresh air. So no matter how much makeup you wear, or what kind of clothes you buy, or no matter how flawless your body or how long your eyelashes are, if you're rude or short-tempered or abrasive or self-absorbed or prideful, no attempts at surface beauty as the world defines it will ever make you beautiful. What's inside will show up on the outside. No matter how pretty we are, being ugly makes us ugly. No matter how plain Jane we look, being kind and generous and thoughtful and forgiving and gentle makes us beautiful. This quiet beauty flows out of you, making you more beautiful than any $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag or sparkly runway dress ever could. You're gonna shine and you'll be attractive. You'll be full of beauty, beautiful. And that fullness is just going to flow out of you, touching everything around you, making it beautiful too. You'll bring beauty to everything. So our beauty is really here one day and gone the next. It's fleeting. We've all been told this. And beauty really is what's going on the inside of us. And what goes on the inside of us eventually comes out and affects our external, just like we talked about at the beginning. But the beauty of the love of God on the inside of you is going to last an eternity, and it's going to impact the lives of everyone you come in contact with. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you want more Healthy from the Inside Out content, visit my blog for all the show notes. And don't forget to grab my new book, Behind Enemy Lies Today, for more of my story and tips to uncover the lies that you believed about yourself and discover the truth of who you were created to be. So right now you can get the first 3 chapters free by visiting my website, and I'll put a link in the description below so you can find that easily. And you guys, don't forget to give this video a quick thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you here next time.